Doc from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Oh, we're a little late here, aren't we? Just realized that. All right, sorry about that, traders. Let's see how it is going. It is streaming. Let's see. Am I up? Let's go to the chat line, double check that. Okay. No good morning from Robin yet. It's just a matter of time. Double checking the sound. We're 5 by 5. That's excellent. All right. What do we got there? Oh, that's a heating oil this morning. You can see that breaking down right there. Also, crude. Crude's taking a nice dive at the same time. There's a picture of crude. See the same situation. It's dropped underneath here. I'm just waiting for a red dot. I think what's happened is that they're making it look like a gap at the moment, but that'll straighten out. And so our math is picking up on that instantly. So that's pretty good. We're underneath it. It'll be probably in a sell with no problem by the end of the day. Of course, it'll be a red dot and it'll probably be a higher high too. When it comes to the dollar index, you know, the best thing to do is look at the bonds. What are the bonds? Now, yesterday was a banking holiday here in America. So only the traders were trading bonds, but not the banks. Let's see what it looks like this morning, and that'll tell us what the dollar index is doing, basically. And that's how that usually plays out, too. Here it comes. There's the 30-year bond, and they're lifting it up a little bit from the action yesterday because, you know, no one was around yesterday. And so because of nobody being around, let's make it bigger. They were trading the futures contract live, and you can see they took it down on Monday, but they're popping it back up a little bit here. But again, we've been in this sell now for weeks, and you know they lowered interest rates right up in here, and here we are down there. So in other words, what they've done is, as much as the Fed lowered interest rates, the market said, not interested. You can see here on the daily algorithm, it's trying to pierce up through it this morning. They've pressured it down now for what's that? 3, and then there's 6. And this is like the 10th day, and still in the minus, as you can see, by the hair of its chinny chin, minus 0.0210. And you can see that pressure that's on it. No doubt it's trying to lift. And what's interesting is here's the weekly. Let's show you the weekly. The weekly's been in a weekly sell now for a solid 3 weeks. So we're on a 4th week in a weekly sell. Which says basically, you know, when you go back to where they lowered interest rates back up in here, let's just make that bigger so you can see it even better. That's what I like about the beta. I can get away with showing you the 2 algorithms, the weekly and the daily, and then I can show you the weekly. And they lowered interest rates. What was it? September. Let me think. When was that? September. It was like the week of September 17th. I think that was it right there. They lowered them, and the moment that they lowered interest rates a 0.5 percentage point, the market turned around and said, no, thank you. And they raised interest rates in the open market a 0.5 percentage point instead. So it just shows you, again, that's why they called them the bond vigilantes. And it's because they frustrate the central bank. The central bank has a hard time controlling them. Now let's go over and look at the dollar index. Let's see, dollar right there. There's the dollar index. And there is the dollar index right there. And you can see it's been climbing and climbing. It's doing the opposite of, there's September 25th. There's September 17th. I believe that's when they lowered the interest rates. And so what it's been is, you know, you're looking at since back in here, which is September, was that the 20? There's the 17th. That's the week. Is that right? Okay, there it is. Yeah, so there's the 17th, is it? Right there. There's the 20. Yeah, that would be the week of the 17th. And then they just dug their heels in and lifted it up. And in this case here, yeah, right there. The dollar index for a moment or two thought, oh, I guess now that the interest rates are lower, no problem. And then it went like, no, forget about that. And they brought it right back up into this range here again. So we're hanging out in the 103s, is it, right now? Let's just show you on the dollar index full screen. Yesterday was a high of 103.36. Today's high is 103.34. So, didn't work. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It didn't work. And then we saw today, I don't want to drift into the Chinese market so much, but we did find some more data. When we find data that we can, show you, it's always, it's always worth mentioning. It's confirming the number that I talked about earlier over the last couple of weeks, and that is that they're lowering things down to about a little more than 1 trillion. I guess they're putting in about a trillion yuan, or about $155 billion. Either, it's like that combination, something like that. So, again, saw more affirmation, more confirmation that it's just way, way, way too little. It's just, matter of fact, they broke it down even better. Let me just show you that. Because this is all related to the interest rate. This is the magic of the interest rate, So let's see if we can find that and move that over. And then let's see if we can come up with, where's it at? Right here. And let's see, it's an interesting story. Very interesting story. Let's see if we find it. Not there, not there, not there. Where are you? There it is. Here it comes right there. And there is China new credit data is a disappointing mess, sparking speculation of QE. Right, that's what we talked about, like a week ago or so. And basically what it does, it has some really interesting charts. And then let me highlight what I was trying to show you before. This is it right here. This is what I was talking about. In 2015, the stimulus cycle, China's credit impulse. Here it is right here to start off with. Beijing not able to recreate the credit impulse explosion that rebooted the Chinese economy during the previous downturns, the three downturns, 2012, 2015, and 2020. It says here in 2015, in the stimulus cycle then, they put in 13.5 trillion yuan, equivalent to about a 15% GDP. Then they said that given that China's nominal economy is now twice as large, an equivalent stimulus needs to be around 27 trillion yuan. And we know that they just put 1.1 in there, actually it's 1.004 to be exact, trillion. So it shows you the level of weakness, and that's why. I think we saw it again last night. Let me just check it out. But I say these numbers to you, and I really, I want to be able to show you them, not just pulling these out of my head somewhere. And you can see the peak of credit. They got charts here like this. You can see China impulse as a share of GDP, and you can see how it drops and drops and drops. Let's see. Let's go back over to. I'm going to minimize that. And then we're going to go to the Chinese yuan, because all this is interest rates. In the end result, traders, we're looking at interest rates. And it's a battle between the central banks and the Federal Reserve as its gang leader versus the open market, who is not as happy as them. And you can see now on Monday, since they were closed on Friday for the lunar holiday, you can see here it broke down again last night, and you can see it's down to these lows here. They took out whatever they gained on Monday, and then you can see, we're still in that sell for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, something like that, 6 days now. And now the weekly has joined in. This is this week's start of the week, and it's already blowing through the manifolds. It's like, no. Now there are people out there that said, oh, stimulus, buy China. It's going to triple or double or do something like that. And instead it went from 2650, something like that, to 33. I thought it would get to 35, but it's not going to go to. It's not going to double. You know, it's not going to go to 54. Let's put it that way. And what do I mean by 54? I'm talking about 50. I just had a sip of my tea there, traders. 5,400. We're not going to see that. We're not going to see 5,400. You know, there you can see the high was 3,674 coming off of the lows of here, which was 2,700 basically. So it picked up 900 points, and that is not a triple. That's only like a third. Or a double. I'm sorry, it's not double. In other words, it didn't jump. They said the Chinese stocks could double. And that's what everybody was saying. Oh my God, you got to buy them. So in other words, it would go to 54, 5,500. Now the all-time high is 6,000. So here we sit today at 3,200, and the all-time high is around 6,000. We're still 50% off all-time highs. And they're going to have a hard time getting this thing to go unless they're going to feed it $1 trillion a month for the next 27 months, which we'll keep our eyes open and see. Maybe they'll throw another trillion at it, and then we'll see. Right now, a lot of people are saying, money managers in particular are saying it's the greater fool theory, where they keep on trying to fool people to buy something when it doesn't have the value to be bought. I guess that's the best way to describe that. All right, and so this is all interest rates. That's all this is. You know, this is interest rates. Some of the fundamentals are holding up, and so as you can see, let's go take a look at the Deutschmark. The euro this morning, and here it comes now. And you can see here it's still moving down. It's got green dots, and it's trying to lift. And it had a green dot there on Friday, a green dot there on Monday, a green dot there on Tuesday, but they keep on making more lows. At the same time, you think, oh, Doc, are we in a buy? And I go, almost, still not in a buy. You see the last 2 days, it's above the zero line with the green dots, and it's like, yeah, that pushed it into the daily buy. Problem is, right here, this is the problem. You can't be long because we're 3 weeks in a sell. 3 weeks in a sell means you got to stand to the side. You just cannot just jump in there. You can cover shorts that you've made money on, but not get long. And that's what the problem is. You know, we're seeing that longer term pressure on the market, so it's a stand to the side situation. Unless you have positions, and that's telling you that there's going to be a little strength. Now, when you really look at this, on the euro, it's really not doing any good. I mean, Friday it popped up a little bit, but it was still in the sell. Finally, on Monday, the histogram lifts on the daily, but it's still in a weekly sell. Today, it's trying to do the same thing, and yesterday they even made a new low, which was even more brutal, I guess you could say. So, still in those sells, still banging away, having their issues. All right, and then I don't know what that does. Expand collapse plot. Does it do something? I don't know. Price. Got all kinds of buttons we're learning about on this new platform. I love it. All right, and then also traders, to be able to move the charts around, you see over here on the top. Let's see if you can see that. See where I'm moving it around over in here? Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that over in here, okay? See all that there? You see this line right there? I'm going to show you. You get a chance to move the chart around like that. Look at that. You can slide it around and get a better look to it if you don't want to expand it. And when you do that, you know, and you make it look closer, you know, you shrink it down, you have the ability to move it this side too. You can move it around both sides like that. Then you have the same ability on the algorithm. You see the algorithm, you can move it over. You can go like that. You can make it more expanded and move it over. Match it up to the top chart if you want. Right there. See how you can move these things around? Let me just show you where that's at right there. right there. And we can, same thing. Let me see if I expand this, just giving you a better heads up. See, it's right there. See, you can do it even when the big chart's there. Here you go. You'll see this. This is really cool. See it down here where my mouse is at, right down there at the bottom, and it's moving the arm around. You can move it around this way. You can move it, go over here. See where I'm right here? See if we can do that. See, I'm right here. Just bring it down. You see the little bar right there. I can go back and forth. We're going to try to change that color. Oh, look at that. See that? It's turning blue. So it gives you a general idea. See that down at the bottom? Just playing around with it. Just moving it back and forth. We can make it, shift it around. You can get better looks at it. And that's the whole idea. That's why we used to put that's why we put green dotted lines in. And let me just show you on the old platform why we put those dotted lines in. Where's that mouse at? Right there. We put these dotted lines in so you can see. Or the weekly, we put the line in here to show you where the weekly buy went. Now, with the new platform, all you have to do is you can just right-click it, and you can see it clear as day right there. You can see the fast moving down. You can see the slow. You can see it all. And you can move it around. You can shift it. You can do whatever you want with it to be able to identify. You can put an arrow on it. It'll light it up. Where's it at? Right. Where's the bar at? The bar's down there at the bottom like that. Is that it? Oh no, the bar's all the way over here. Okay, so there it is right there. Come on, grab a hold of it again. There we are. You can move it around. Put your cursor on it like so. It tells you what it is. -4. What's that? If I go up top there, it's minus. The bar is kind of in the way, but either way, it's minus 0.49. This one there, you can see. And then you can see this one right there. You can move them around. There's minus 0.93. So that's the beauty of the new platform. If you're interested, you're welcome to contact Robin. Robin will let you play with the platform. Here's how you get a hold of Robin. I don't see him here today, but there we are. Hey, Robin. So there it is right there. You can always text them or call them or go onto the website or do whatever, do any of that type of thing and get a hold of Robin, and he'll let you play with us for a couple weeks. All right. And that's why we like the new little platform. It's our platform. It's not somebody else's. It's ours. We actually built the code. And there it is again, the whole thing. And you can move it over, bring it that way, or shrink it around and try to match it up here to there if you want. You do all kinds of beautiful things with it. You can be creative. All right, from there, let's go to cable. See what the cable's looking like this morning. We've seen what the euro is. It's floundering, I guess you could say. It's in a weekly sell, trying to jump into this daily buy now. But no real horsepower to it. Let's see, cable. Go all the way down. Cotton. We're starting to name them all, what they are exactly. Like there's GBP. There you go. GBP trying to do the same thing. It's trying to lift up for the last day and a half. But again, that's trapped in that same situation of 3 weeks in a sell. And that pressure is on there, and it's not interested in letting go. That's for sure. Let's see. And you can see right there, there's the 9 days in a sell. Probably, it's going to be thrown into a buy today, I'd imagine. And we'll see how that plays itself out on the old platform. And maybe we'll, just shake our heads even more. It's like, weekly sell, daily buy, neutral. That's pretty much what it comes down to. All right, and there's the spreadsheet. You can see that on the spreadsheet. And at the same time, what else have we got going on over here? Let's go check out. Let's see, where is it at? Right there. Yeah, so it's doing the same thing on the old platform. Let's just show it to you right there. There it is. It's trying to jump into the buy. And I'm sure the euro is doing the same exact thing. No, see, the euro is not. How about that? So the beta is picking up that sensitivity more. That's what I like about that. The beta is picking up the sensitivity even more than ours old platform. Now let's go check out Swiss. And there's the Swiss. And you can see, let's expand that box even more. We're hoping that it sticks around in this range. I don't think it's going to get past the top, honestly. You can see it's in a weekly buy for 3 weeks. And over on the beta, the way it works is that we're looking at the inverse relationship, whereas on the old platform you're seeing dollar right there, dollar Swiss. On the new beta, we're looking at, it gives it to us in a different way. It gives it to us as, where is it at? It's Swiss dollar. That's what that is, Swiss dollar. So it's the inverse relationship. It's Americanized. So you see here where, let's show it to you. Whereas this is, let's see. Let's go to there. And so you can see it was in a buy all that period. Now for the last, where is the Swiss at on there? Swiss is 10 days. Now it's just starting to show us the reverse situation. And so it's kind of interesting. We'll keep on working at better data and so forth, but I trust the beta. It was gliding down. It was gliding down, and then now it's stalled out. You see here, it was a plateau. And so, in essence, it's trying to tell us that it's trying to go down. And in this case here, it's the reverse. Since it's a dollar Swiss, not Swiss dollar, it's trying to go up. So in other words, this is bearish for the Swiss against the dollar. Basically, that's what it comes down to. And it's doing it. It goes down. Americans look at them in the reverse. To be able to, how we get confused about bonds, and when the price of the bond goes up, the interest rate is dropping, and in reverse. So they've created ETFs that do the same thing as these things here, where when the thing is going up, interest rates are going up, and when it's going down, interest rates are going down. When the bar chart itself is going up, interest rates are going up. Whereas when you look at the price of the bond's going up, but then the interest rates are dropping. It gets confuses people. Oh no, I have to think. Oh no, I don't want to think. Anyhow, there it is. That's the Swiss. Then we go to the yen, and here's the yen. And you see that yen situation. It's the dollar yen. So when it's rising, it means that it's losing against the dollar. A little confusing there, isn't it? And whereas when we look at it on the beta, let's take a look at it on the beta. The beta, obviously it's set up so it matches. Americans are simplistic too, And so when we go and look at it, like right there, and here it is, and you'll see the same situation, just like the way it picked up the more sensitive side of this plateau right there. And you go over here and you see it's going down and it's losing against the dollar. Whereas when it's rising on the reverse pair trade, it's gaining again. It's going up in the air and losing against the dollar, which people go, wait a minute, it's going up. Why is it losing? And that confuses everybody there. All right, and you can see the weakness in there, and right there, was it online? Was that 39? Yeah, so 3 weeks in a sell. And that's exactly on the same thing here and there, on the Swiss, and so we see that same action going on there. And then from there, we jump over to we jump over to the Great Experiment, and it looks like it's still drifting down. It's pretty cool. I guess that's the weakness in the lira. I'm sorry. The weakness in the euro, and the I guess what it really is trying to tell us is that the Turkish lira is kind of firm at the moment. It's when it's same situation. When this is going down, it's gaining against the dollar, and when it's going up, it's losing against the dollar. Right, like right in here. So it has that odd twist going on, and we are a solid 3 weeks in a sell, going on a 4th week now. And that's a kick in the teeth, I guess you could say. That's the way we used to say it on the trading floor. It's a kick in the teeth. Now from there, and also you can see all the little boxes we've put up over the years, hoping that it would stall. Just do what it's doing now. We want it to stay this way, really. So we can go like this. I guess I got to resync it. Something like that. There we are. And you can see we have a Fibonacci thing going on. We're watching the Fibonacci to it. We're hoping that they would stay inside these boxes, and just stall out. Matter of fact, I probably should grab this box and move it over to here. And we're hoping that it does something like stays inside this box now for a while. Just stay there for the next 5 years, will you? And let everybody catch up, so they're not getting punished by the inflation any more than they already have. And so then we go from there to South Africa. We went and looked up. I think what I did is I've been using numbers from 2 years ago, since we've been talking about Mexico and the BRICS and all like that. And what's happened is since then, China has increased its volume on the world stage to almost 6,000 or 6% a day, from the 2.5-3% a day. So it's doubled. So it's actually becoming one of the bigger BRICS now. It's a kind of mixed situation there, but it's definitely Thai. Now we could use it as it would probably be like the South African rand would take the position of the yen in the dollar index, and the Chinese yuan now will take the position of the euro. It actually would be the dominant player now. When it changes, it changes, and I got to tell you the truth about it all. And so it's actually picking up. It's doubled basically over the last 3 or 4 years. So that's pretty good. And it's about time. If you're going to be the world reserve currency, or you're trying to be the world reserve currency, you got to at least beat the euro, And right now it's still parked way underneath the euro. It's still parked underneath. Now, who's plugging in a headphone set here? Okay. And so, it is doing what it's supposed to do now. We're seeing finally the Chinese yuan is picking up some strength in there. On the world stage, it's equal now with the what did I saw it percentage-wise? It's equal with the yen now, which is it's not bad. It's pretty good. The euro is like 53% of the index, of the dollar index, and then the yen is something like 18%. And right now it's battling with Japan of being about the same globally. No doubt what's happened is that the yen has come down. It's basically come down. The yen got beat up a lot. We saw a yen that was trading in the 0.8, 0.9 area. Now trades at the 1. Where is it at nowadays? 1.5 almost. Let's go back to that for a second. Right there. Yeah. There you go, right there. It's like 149 at the moment. Today's high is 149.83. Yesterday's high was 149.98. So, it's up almost banging on that 50, the 150. And, it's doubled. When you really think about it, when you go back to the yen over the last, 2 years, let's see if we can show that. I'm sure we can show that. I just have to expand the days back, that's all. That's why I missed J4X. I could have just clicked, and boom, it would have been right in our faces. Yeah, and so you can see here, back in September of 22, it was trading in the 109 area. And if we add just a little more time to it, let's see how many days back more we can go. So let's make it 1200. All right, now we'll be able to take a look at it like that. Let's see, where's that cursor at? Can we tighten it up more? It won't. What is that? That is par. So it won't let me go back any further? Is that what it is? I guess I have to add more on the weekly. Let me see if I can add more onto the weekly. Make it 2,000. See, if I had J4X, I'd be boom, right there. Yeah, we can't even show you, but it was below the 100 area, and or it was right around the one. Let's see, there's September of 22 right there. No, that's September 20. Has it been 4 years now? I guess it has been. And it was in the 90s, and next thing you know, it got through that 105, 110, and then we went into a weekly buy for a long while. So that has really hurt the yen. In many, many, many ways, we've seen the yen get beat up like that. And that's where we are now at this point, is that the yen is up in the, it's gone as high as the 160s, which was like a 45-year high. And we're flirting with those areas. And so what it's done is it's reduced the position. Now they've taken off the 20 trillion pairs trade that they had on. $20 trillion pairs trade. Wow. Blow my mind. That's an enormous position. We saw Deutsche Bank and Citibank in the United States have their issues trying to, basically for a long, long time, try to, straighten out that same situation. It was for a long while. They just could not, they could not do anything but go sideways for years, for a decade now, almost a decade and a half. It's been going sideways because they just cannot get control of the swaps that they had. Deutsche Bank, when the world economy collapsed financially in 2000, going into 2009, it went from they had like $76 trillion swap on. Think about it, 76 trillion. And Citibank had something like 74 trillion. And, it took, now they're down, I understand, down below $20 trillion in the swaps. They're working their way down, growing out of it. That's why no one is willing to buy Deutsche Bank. In other words, they tried to merge it with a lot of different companies. And something's happening here. Did the data come out? Check this out. Check out what's going on the stock market. Here's the S&P. Is that right? Okay, so it's the Dow Jones that's falling, not the S&P. The S&P is doing fine. Let's see. Yeah, we got some type of action going on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Let's see if we can put that up on the screen real quick. Yeah, look at that. It's down. And the S&P, they're down, but not as down. Let's put it that way. There it is right there. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's actually up, isn't it? Is it up or down? It's up. It's up 3 points. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down. When I turned and mentioned it to you, I saw it drop from 95 to 134. Now it's trading at, it's flying all over the place. It's down 170. Now it's down 140. They're making some wild, moves in there. I guess somebody must have had earnings in there, and it's put pressure on it somewhere along the line. There's a lot of bank earnings coming out. Maybe it was Bank of America, or somebody in there is pressing on it real hard right now. All right. Just figured I'd add that news to you. And so there is the yen. Let's go back to the South African rand, and we'll start taking a look at the metals complex. Right there. And there is the South African rand. I wouldn't say it's collapsing or anything like. I mean, going down. It's obviously the last few days it's finding a way to perk itself up. It wasn't an upwardly slope, and we saw gold have its problems. Then gold went into. Let's take a look at gold here. So there it is right there. You can see gold has been lifting for the last couple of days. It's been in a buy. And now it's rolling over. Let's see what the beta is trying to tell us about gold this morning. Okay, you can see that there too. Same thing again. It's been climbing for the last 3 days. Right there. Just as this has been climbing for the last 2 days and going on a third day there. You see over here, you see here, it's the fourth day here. Went into the buy there and caught that move up. So that's the pressure on it at the moment. Let's take a look at the daily and the weeklies. You can see the weeklies hanging in there. It's very thin. Right there. Look at the weekly. It's just on the edge. It's been coming down. You can see this big slide breaking the manifold. Pressure is coming on. And obviously the actual gold itself has been having its issues from that. And then it turned. I don't know. Interesting. Very interesting. It doesn't want to let go, that's for sure. Dow Jones down, it's just down 172 now. I mean, it keeps on bouncing around. There must be, I know there's like 2 or 3, maybe it might be 3 or 4 different bank stocks that have put out their earnings this morning. Goldman Sachs came out with an incredibly good number, and the stock's up about $13. I don't know who the others are. I guess we could take a look and see. But I would guess that one of them is a Dow stock. And so it must be getting beat up. That's why the Dow Jones is jumping around the way it is. Because NASDAQ is up 22 points. S&Ps are up 3 points. All right, let's check out silver. Let's see, where's silver at? Right there. A lot of red there. Interesting. It can't get as much as the old platform went into the buy a couple days ago. Right there. Matter of fact, went in there and it's flirting with the sell today. So this buy was a very poor buy on the old platform. On the new platform, the beta, it's telling us don't get in there yet. Just don't. And so that's why we're happy. Look at that. It's been in the sell now for 6 days. So as much as everybody thought, oh, it's safe, no doubt it did lift for 2 days. Remember, these are dailies and weeklies. So, if you got a bull spread on right now, that's great. And you probably made some money from it on the old platform. On the new platform, it's saying, don't trust this thing. Don't trust it. I guess we're going to be back down here. What's that? That's the 30.35. I guess this thing's going to try to find 30.35 again. Okay, from there, take a look at copper. Copper is doing that same gig. It went into the buy yesterday, and it's rolling over today. Let's see what it looks like on the beta. Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. Here, let me show you this. Right there. That's copper. So let's see what it looks like on here. Copper. Right there. So it's went into the buy for 2 days, and it's the third day. And at the same time, we are cleanly through the manifold, and the weekly, as you can see, is underneath. So it's telling us that try not to be too long. There was the long in here, way back in, what is that? the 20th, the week of the ending of the 20th. So somewhere's in here, it went into the weekly buy, and the daily buy was a good win. And now it's, somehow or another it went into that sell. Was that the 30th? Somewhere's around in here. There's the 30th. Went into a sell here, and it hesitated for 3 or 4 days and then rolled over. But we were in weekly buy, so you're just making sure you're not long. That's all. That's what it comes down to. Beautiful. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here you go. United Health is down $60. I think United Health is in the Dow. I'm almost sure it is. I think that's what's going on there. Let's see if we can find that. Right there. Let's see if we can find that. I think United Health is in there. It's down $60. That's why it's being crazy. There's Market Lab. Let's see if we can find the Dow stocks in there. That's the 144 filings. There's a lot of data for money managers to chase after. Let's put it that way. Here it is here. Per share value of Dow Jones average. United Health. Let's see if it's in there. There it is right there. United Health. See it right there. And so it's down $58.40 at the moment. That's the thing that's swinging that. Just as, what is it, Goldman Sachs is right there. And that's up like $11. And so that's just, shows you what's going on when it comes to the way that the Dow Jones Industrial Average works. Cool. All right, now back to the beta. Everybody back on the bus. All right, and then so from there, we go over to platinum. See what the platinum is up to. I think I have it all the way down at the bottom, and it's named now. Platinum. Platinum. There it is right there. There's platinum. You see, it's been lifting for the last couple of days, and it's trying to also fall into a weekly sell as we speak. They're putting some pressure on it today, but not enough to drive it into the sell. But the weekly has already turned into the sell. We'll sit and watch that for a little bit, and in other words, see if it lasts that way. Today's only the second day of the week, and then out of all the metals, we can go over and look at the Philadelphia Gold and Silver Index of stocks, right there. Now it won't be trading, I don't think, live because they wait till the New York Stock Exchange to open. So right there, it's just the 14th, and it's in a buy for 4 days. And you can see it's in a daily, weekly buy for 2 weeks. So it was safe once it went into that buy right there. Look at that, it was in sell for, was that 4? There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 days, and then let's make this bigger. Is it 4 days ago? What was that? Let's do this. Shrink it down. Give it a refresh. And then what we can do is we can just make this so big. In other words, we can tighten it up or make it so small, I guess you could really say. Is that a plus or a minus? It's a plus. So it went into the buy 4 weeks ago. Or was that 4 days ago? I'm sorry, 4 days ago. 4 days ago and 2 weeks ago right there. And that is the gold and silver stock index. So in other words, we saw yesterday when we looked at it, It actually has outperformed the metals. Sometimes it underperforms, sometimes it overperforms. In this case here, it's overperforming over the last couple months. Out of this rally, it's overperformed. It was up like 15%. Gold itself is up about 11.5%, 12%. All right, and then from there, we go to the energy sector. Let's check out. What are we checking out here? Let's check out the. Okay, we will check out. Here it is, right there. Crude oil. It's trying to. So you got the red dot now. We're below. They're putting some pressure. Weekly has not rolled yet. See how that goes over the next couple of days. And at the same time, the pressure is on. I believe oil is down. How much is oil down? I think crude oil is down. Let's see, where's it trading? It's trading at, yesterday it closed at 73.83. Today it's trading at 70.83. Okay, so it's down $3. And at one point it was down over $4. Oil was down almost $4 today. So, and then we go over to Brent. Let's see what the Brent looks like. There it is right there. Here comes Brent in the same situation. I'm sure it's down $3 today too. All right, so you have yesterday it settled at 77, basically 46. And today's low is 73.33. So it was down over $4 also. And right now it's at 74.46. And yesterday it closed at 77.46. So it's down $3, just like West Texas Intermediate. They march along, pushing into the sell here. Now it hasn't hit a red dot yet, but give it time by the end of the day. And at the same time, we go take a look at the most processed or derivative of those things, and that is heating oil. And you can see here, heating oil went into a sell yesterday, and it picked up on it, and it's in a sell again today. And the weekly is drifting down. We'll see how that is by the next day or two. And then we go from there to nat gas. You can see here, natural gas has been dropping like fast. I mean, major league fast. What's today's low? Today's low is $2.44. It was right there. It's $3.02. So it's dropped almost 60 cents, 58 cents. It's a big drop. And it's slid into the weekly sell, as you can see right there. So not only has it been in a daily sell for 8 days, right there, at the same time, it's in the weekly sell now too. And then we slide over to the energy company down in Spain. And it's been in a sell for, I think it's been in a daily sell for a bunch of days, or a weekly sell. One of it. We'll find it in a second. And we'll put it up there. There it is right there. Yeah, you can see here a lot of selling going on. It's been in a weekly sell now for going on a 5th week. So when you go back, with 25 days back, we can go like this and just go back 25 days. Just count them. So there's that's 5. It's over 25. 5th week, it's 22 days to be exact. So that's 5. That's 10. That's 15. That's 20. Somewhere's around in here, we went into the sell, daily sell. And it's been sliding down ever since. All right. I mean, we could pinpoint it perfectly. You can see where there's the beginning of September 18th. And then it, I guess we could do this. Go like this, move this over. to get a feel for it. Where's the September 18th thing? Let's give it a recycling, a refresh. Yeah, so that's 8 days back right here. That's the second. That's the first. So I pushed into the sell on that green, but then we got the red dot the next day and it was good to go. And it's been gliding down for weeks here, like that, right with the weekly, all the way back in here to the 20th. Right there. So a lot of pressure on this product. All right, and that makes sense why we see natural gas right there looking the same exact way, showing all that pressure. It's been trying to fall. It started lifting in this area here. There was a little jump up, and you had all this strength right there. Let me move this over like that. And then it popped into the buy for a little bit, but over on the company itself down in Spain, the energy company itself, they picked up on it like this is don't buy, sell. And most traders would always like, or producers would like the idea that they can sell into a rising market, because when it does roll over, it's hard to sell. If there's no buyers, there's no buyers. The price drops. So they were able to sell with it rising, and so they were able to make even more money. Okay, where do we go from here? Let's take a look again. We saw what Shanghai was doing. It was down. We'll just just push that up on there when we were looking at the data and how much more they need to do compared to what they are doing. And you can see here the market is still showing lots of weakness there. You can see right there like that. And the weekly has done the same thing. It's joining in with no problem whatsoever. Weakness. Let's take a look at, where's it at? Tokyo. There's Tokyo. Tokyo is rising a little bit, but the histogram is minus. Let's just show you the histogram. So it's minus for 4 days now. And you see the daily with the red dots is plus. It's rising and it's red, so it's telling you to be a short. And let's see what the weekly is doing. And the weekly is going into a sell, but it's definitely a loser. For a change, we're actually giving up something on the. Got to lose once in a while in the system. What else can we say about that? It just happens that way once in a while. And it's interesting the way they're doing that too. They are definitely, that's an interesting pattern, the idea that they're really lifting this thing up. I guess that's all-time highs right there. Right there you're seeing all-time highs. So, and then they went and unwound. They took benefit of it, unwound the giant pairs trade. The $20 trillion pairs trade. They unwound it on that, and then it bounced back up again. All right, and then let's see what South Korea is doing, and see what Taiwan is doing. Taiwan didn't seem to even care about the Chinese being there. I thought that was a telltale sign. There is South Korea. And it doesn't seem to care about the Chinese either. It's trying to get into the buy. And it's been in a weekly sell for 3 weeks, but the daily has been battling. It's been in a buy for, 6 days since there. Even with it underneath the histogram. And now the histogram is back up again too. So if they'd been a red dot in here right there, that would have been able to put it in the sell, but it didn't. And then let's take a look at I guess you could see the epicenter of it all. Let's see what Taiwan looks like. And there is Taiwan. They were surrounded by the Chinese fleet and this and that, and they keep on telling them, don't worry, we can hit you just as fast as you hit us. And you can see here the last 6 days in a buy. You can see the same thing on the histogram right there in a buy, and the weekly could care less. Look at that. It's been in a buy back, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I don't know, 4 weeks. Let's see what it is. See, yeah, there's 5 weeks. 5 weeks in a buy. So as much as the Chinese are torturing them, they're not torturing them enough to them to give a damn. All right, traders, we're done. We're out of here. This is Doc from North America. We will catch you tomorrow, same time, same channel. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart trading day. We'll put the title of this one up. We'll get that in there. Ta-ta for now.